Okay, I've got this Brunswick ball polisher that dates back probably to the 1950s. Also got an AMF ball polisher that's probably from the 1960s. I got some stuff piled on it right now. I'm just shuffling some things around the garage. There's my pin setter, which is a 1956 Brunswick automatic pin setter. And then I've got a whole variety of pins here, different types, even one that is magnesium. It was made back in the 60s, and they weren't very common, so they didn't last, but it's kind of cool to find them and they're fun to bowl on. But they're made out of magnesium. Got a bunch of old pin crates that date back to like the late 40s. I've actually have the catalog on the shelf that shows these exact catalog or pin crates in the catalog book. This is a 1960s Brunswick ball polisher. It's got a clear dome top on it. I've got a telescore table here, which turned around. We use it for YouTube stuff on the weekends. We have all our production stuff on it, but you turn it around, it actually projects up on the screens. Also, I've got these old bowling balls from probably the late 1800s, early 1900s. Used to be only 2 finger holes in them. I've had that one for almost 30 years. And there's a 4th one here. And I've also got this ball sizer from the 60s. It's an AMF. The top half and the bottom half rotate, and you set your finger holes on one end and the thumb hole on the other side to get your spacing. Also have this set of 7 pins here, eight actually, where it starts with the first phase of production towards the second stage, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all the way up to the end stage of production. I found those in a bowling alley up in Ohio that was closing, getting ready to be demolished, and somebody put that together many years ago. Also got a bunch of bowling pins up here. I got my Mark Roth autograph pin. He just passed away about a month ago. And some of these go back all the way to the 40s and 50s. There's some old Brunswick pins back when they were painted before they were actually plastic coated, and goes up through the years. And there's even another one up there that's in line with those old bowling balls. It's probably a 100-year-old bowling pin. There's no markings on it. Got the old sign out of Circle Bowl that used to be here in Dallas. A couple of lane assignment boards. They still got the West Texas dust on them. Just some other miscellaneous bowling stuff that I've collected. Got the old ball return here for my lane in the garage. And it's got the Star Shield masking in it. Let me turn that on. Those are the lights that are inside of it. That's the one that came out of, evidently from the Showboat Casino in Las Vegas, is what the owner was told when they bought them, because I bought them from the owner itself. Rake from Imperial Lanes, an old AMF masking unit. That's from the 60s. That one's from the early 60s. It's a Stream Lane masking unit. I got several deck shields that go on the pin setter itself. I got the screens for the overhead projectors. As I say, here's the Star Shield masking unit. Got a bunch of old boxes. I think I covered that earlier. I've got the actual catalog for them over here. Here is that ad in the magazine for the Acme Billiard Bowling Supply Company, Cleveland, Ohio. Here's the catalog from 1949, 1950. Here's their 51 catalog. And that ball polisher I showed you earlier, right there, I actually have the manual for that. Let me show you that pin crate. Acme Billiard and Bowling Supply, Cleveland, Ohio. Wow, that's pretty cool. They're the actual Star Shield masking units. There's 4 of them. We just got them, so I haven't had time to get them out of the way yet. So things are a little junked up right now, but I can definitely have things fixed up. And I got a lot of cool catalogs, like the 70s, the old Brunswick scoring system that came out in the 70s, and a bunch of repair manuals, like an AMF manual that's from the 60s, and a bunch of other catalogs and stuff up here. I got a whole bunch of different catalogs, and then a big Brunswick parts catalog. Here's my here. Pin setter, which was built in 1956. It even has the date stamp on the side of the gearbox, which proves the piece is manufactured April 30th, 1956, the serial number 3690. So it's one of the original pin setters that was built in 1956. Got it in the garage, still works. Know you weren't interested in that, but I got some autographs like Bob Hope, Monty Hall, Bob Barker, Buddy Epson, some stuff like that to go along with it. I've got a working jukebox over there that actually does function and plays music, and some different bowling signs that I got out of closed bowling alleys up in Ohio. There's a bowling alley up there closing down. They'd had the upstairs bar closed for a number of years, so I was able to get a bunch of cool stuff out of there before they completely gutted the building and sold off. So that's what we got, even a 57 Chevy. So that's kind of what I got. Also got this old strike indicator. It had lights around it on the outside. I'm trying to figure out how to power it up. I've got the control box for it, and I've been kind of taking the box apart, looking at it, and trying to figure out how the mechanism worked. But it's supposedly when you get a strike, you had a row of lights that would flash around the outside of it during a strike cycle. So I'm working and getting that working and functioning also. Old bowling bag. It's part of an old 8230 pin setter. This is what actually picks the pin up and puts it back down again. It's pretty cool. And old functioning street light. And that's about it. That's what we got in the garage. Hopefully this interests you. Contact me, and if I can show you anything else, and also I can contact or find some other stuff by this summer. If you know when you might be coming, I can try to locate some other cool stuff, get some other pieces, acquire them either from friends or just buy them outright, so I'll have more stuff to show, more symbolic pieces. All right, thanks.